Today, my goal is to unpack what it takes to become an autonomous enterprise and share Genpact's key investments that can power your AI strategy. Let's have a show of hands. This is not a tricky question. It's not a trick question. It's a simple question. There is nothing behind the question. It's a logical, straight question. How many of you have used AI tools in your everyday life, everyday work life, or are using? Please see around yourself. Everybody, almost everyone. Look, the ChatGPT moment happened less than 3 years ago. If you had asked the same question last year, or a couple of years back, you would have less number of hands by saying, am I using AI tool? It was the fastest growing app with 100 million users in less than 2 months. Today, almost 2 billion people in the world are using family of similar apps, ChatGPT or Cloud or Grok or Gemini. That is more than 20% of the world's population. Just think about 20% of the world population. That's the speed of technology adoption, which has never been seen before in our life and probably before us, right? And what about the adoption in the enterprise itself, like our own companies? Let me tell you a story. A couple of weeks back, I was in a private executive forum with 15, 16 of us together, and somebody asked to raise the question. All of them said, all 16 companies, they said that they have adopted AI in some capacity within their organization, whether it's for customer service, whether it's for people matters, HR matters, or other functions, right? In fact, 80% of companies are already piloting and using AI as per study. This is a phenomenal progress in the last couple of years. But the big question is, are we seeing the outcomes? Are we realizing the efficiency? Are we seeing the impact of the top line? Are we really seeing that? Recent studies, including the one which came from MIT, called as Gen AI Divide, which many of you may have seen, suggest that even with tens of billions of dollars of investments, 95% of the companies are not able to generate business value. We have been looking at the market. We decided to look into this further. Over the last few months, our team has been tuning into the pulse of the market. We have had dozens of client conversations, gotten input from our partners, and studied countless live deployments. We also conducted a proprietary global study with more than 500 executives across 8 industries and 13 countries. Our findings are captured in a new report, will be available soon to all of you. But today, let me give you a quick flavor of what's emerging out of this study. Clearly, every company wants to be autonomous enterprise. Everyone wants to be autonomous enterprise. And there are challenges. There are challenges around data, we all know it, challenges around the value, and more challenges. But there are 4 themes that are shaping up where the enterprises want to go ahead, the future themes. So the first one is symphony of agents, right? It's becoming evident that enterprises will need to orchestrate hundreds of specialized agents working together in the future, in coming years. Not so much in the future, but in the coming years. Like instruments in the orchestra, each agent will play its part. The navigation agent, the search agent, the validation agent, the recommendation agent, action agents, all these agents, but they will need a conductor. They will need some sort of a framework and a platform to manage their life cycle and how they're going to collaborate for shared business goals. Our research suggests that almost 3/4 of the organizations are already planning or implementing agentic orchestration as a theme in their companies. Second is the everyday AI practitioner. It's all about people. We are all people company. It's all about talent. So leave aside experts, deep AI scientists, builders, which all of us have started developing internally or taking help from our partners. It's all about every employee integrating AI systems into their daily work. Everyone needs to think about the way they work today and transitioning to the way they're going to work tomorrow. Working in tandem with the new AI agents and AI systems. It's really heartening to say from this research that 45% of the organizations do have now training programs on AI. This number was less than 10% last year. Again, a great progress, and interestingly, only 24% this is important, only 24% find their workforces resisting change. Now, that was a surprise when we were analyzing data. We were expecting higher amount of resistance coming from the companies. The question then arises is, where is the adoption stuck in the enterprise? Where is the adoption stuck in the enterprise? Is it the middle management level? Something that we all need to think about in this age. The third one is, which is my favorite, enterprise architecture redux. For the last couple of decades, the focus has been on simplification. All of us who have been working on applications from business and from technology, the focus has been on ERP systems, few digital applications, homogeneous systems. But with the explosion of AI products, tooling, and domain-specific solutions, the selection of these products and management of technology is becoming far complex. Far complex. Architecture is back into action. The ability to design a coherent architecture, the one that allows for higher data velocity, higher data quality, data and application integration, will be the difference between a scalable innovation and siloed chaos. Chaos. What is chaos? The risk that every business unit will start buying, experimenting, and deploying their own agentic solutions, pushing up the cost and the complexity both. And I think we need to manage that. The fourth is the governance or governing at the speed of AI. Governance must be a great enabler rather than being a brake on AI. It will be absolutely fundamental for obtaining executive buy-in, trust, and the freedom to innovate at speed. It's a guardrail that lets you accelerate safely, and if done right, governance doesn't slow you down. However, around half of the survey respondents, to no surprise, expect that their governance frameworks will struggle to keep pace with rapidly advancing AI capabilities over the next 3 years. Hence, it is super critical to design a robust governing framework. More details will follow in the copy of the report. However, in summary, it's super clear that for most companies, the journey of AI adoption is to business outcomes is still in the very early stages, And these four themes will enable autonomous enterprise generating higher level of outcomes by leveraging agentic systems and human creativity. Symphony of agents, the engine that executes work at scale. AI practitioner, the human capital that turns AI into value. Enterprise architecture, the backbone that keeps it unified. And governance at AI speed, the guardrails that make investments safe. So what does it take to design for autonomous enterprise? This is definitely not an easy task, and you will hear from many of our clients today. It requires rethinking the very way work gets done. And along the journey, the questions are real and pressing. Where do I begin? Which use cases will move the needle best? How do I navigate the complexity of rapidly evolving technology, fast evolving breed of agentic products, tools, and multiple partners? How do I think business to pull value and not just technology to push value? How do I integrate them into the last mile? And how do I scale fast with consistency? Now, we at Genpact have been continuously investing and working to address these questions. We are on our own transformation journey that BK mentioned earlier, and you will hear more about this in a subsequent session today. We are learning from our experience, and we are building capabilities to enable our clients to accelerate their efforts and their journeys. Genpact AI Gigafactory, many of you may have experienced this already, as Michael mentioned earlier, is a first of its kind delivery model designed to help enterprises rapidly deploy and manage AI in production at scale. There are three components to AI Gigafactory: the AI Value Studio, gsolution.ai, and a unique pod delivery model. Clients begin in the AI Value Studio, where we identify the use cases and create roadmaps for AI solutions. gsolutions.ai is our asset library of 100 pre-built AI models, over 200 agents, and over 75 differentiated patterns and component library. The third is our unique pod delivery model. These pods are cross-functional teams and blended skills. They have industry expert, they have data expert, they have AI architect, they have a data engineer, integration architect. They're all together, and they manage end-to-end tasks, significantly reducing the total overall time to outcomes. We launched this factory in January of this year, and I'm proud to say We have over 90 clients leveraging this unique delivery engine right now with 6,500 AI builders, which is powered by our partners. Thank you.